Broderick, what was sort of the focus for the offensive line during the bye week? What were some of the things you guys were really trying to pay attention to?
Just hone in on what you have to work on, individually. So, that was just the motto of the week, throughout the whole bye week, just working on yourself, trying to, figure out what your weaknesses are and, just attack them and see what.
How would you describe the steps? I know it's a week-by-week basis for you guys, but how would you describe the steps the offensive line is taken from week 1 to right now?
We just try and, do our best every day, in practice, keeping the physicality going, just keeping the tempo, because it all starts with the O-line. So we just try and, uphold that standard of being physical and coming off the ball and striking attacks. So.
How locked in are you guys for this game? I mean, I think Florida's maybe 1-3 in the SEC, maybe not at the level of some of the teams that in past years that they've had.
I've learned throughout my years in college to never underestimate an opponent no matter what their record is. So, we come in every week and prepare the same as if we're playing in a national championship game, like it's the last game. You want to give it your all. So we just come in with that mindset every week, ready to work, stay focused on your opponents and, lock in on your assignments and, just try to do your best to understand the game plan and attack it. So.
What does this Florida front make challenging for you guys, especially Brenton Cox, former Georgia player, has been very productive for them?
It's just like I said, the last question is just like any other week. You don't look at a specific player and just try and figure out what to do with that specific player, because you never know what can happen. They can bring somebody else in and they can be as disruptive as the last person. So you just gotta lock into your game plan and trust the game plan, what the coaches implemented, and just take it day by day and work on. It's all really about you though. It's never really about the person that you're going against. So if you trust your technique, stay with the roots, and I think you'll be okay. So.
What did you know about this rivalry growing up and before you got here as a player?
I really wasn't that big into college football growing up. I'm not even gonna lie. So I was really more of a basketball type of player. So I always thought I was gonna be a basketball player growing up. So I really never watched much football until like my 11th grade year, 10th, 11th grade year. That's when I really started, watch Georgia football and, what they had going on and, just trying to figure out, where I wanted to end up. And, I fortunately ended up here. I believe I had a good run so far, just trying to finish it out as strong as possible. So.
Who's your favorite basketball player growing up?
LeBron. Yeah. It's just a new age era. So
I know you played in high school and quite a few other guys here. Who do you think is the best basketball player on this team?
Me, hands down. Hands down.
Well, then who's second?
Dan Darnell, yeah. Dan Darnell.
How's your game now? Have you been over to Ramsey?
No, I ain't played basketball in so long. I think the jumper's still there though, but I ain't played in a minute. So.
Playing with Sauer the last 2 years and filling in for him, what do you think what do you think of his accomplishments in the NFL so far with the Chargers?
I think he's doing a great job, just being a rookie and, just being able to start these past couple games and not giving up a sack. I think that's huge for him. I think that ups his stock, going into his next contract, and, hopefully he can just continue to get better and grow as a person. So.
What kind of things does Kirby and the other coaches maybe do to, for lack of a better word, enlighten you guys who, like you said, may not know a ton about this rivalry, to explain why this is such a big deal, why the Florida game is different, maybe a little bit more special than others?
Well, it's really not anything. Like I've growing up, people always told me, you never want to look at your opponent too much just because of how the game goes. You just always want to focus on yourself and being the best player you can be for the team that day. So we really just try and lock in with us, like as a team, working on what we need to do for the game day and just being able to be prepared to play our best game so far. So every week we just going with that mindset, just get better and better. 1% every day is a good thing, so we just try and keep that going.
Does Coach Mart ever seem more geeked up this week, though? I mean, he than other games. Well, I know he's always geeked up. I mean,
yeah, that's every game, though.
Yeah.
Like he, as a head coach, his job is to win. So every week coming in, he's going to be fired up. It don't matter who we play. It can be a D3 school, it can be a D2 school. We're going to always be the same. It's still the University of Georgia. So.
What does Kenny McIntosh bring to this offense as one of the voices and the leaders of that group?
Explosiveness. Like, he's just like, the way his game is played is crazy because he can catch, he can run out the backfield, he can run you over, he can hit you with any type of move that he wants. It's just like it's hard to stop that because he has so much in his tool bag that he can pull out and you never know what's coming. So it just keeps you on your toes.
Is it hard to block for a guy like that when he's cutting so much? You kind of never know where he's going to go. I mean, what's it like?
No, it actually makes it easier. You know, because he can always our O-line coach always tell us just block and the running back will make you right. So, you know, just coming off the ball, being physical, you know, trying to display somebody, and then just trying to open up a hole for him to get through. Because once he gets through to the second level, you know, it's just him and the linebacker, him and the safety, and I'm taking my running back every time.
You mentioned earlier you grew up playing basketball and wanted to be a basketball player. How did the athleticism required to play that game help you at all transition to being a left tackle and being quite a good one?
I believe it helped my footwork a lot, but I believe it also had its downfalls, you know, like with my weight, because during basketball season I was always light. So like when I first got here, I had to gain a lot of weight, and that's like the biggest thing in the SEC. Like as an offensive tackle, you know, you have to be able to hold weight and, you know, be able to hold your quickness too as well. So that's been something I've been trying to, you know, work on and continue to do.
Once you got the weight on, have you been able to maintain it relatively easy, or is that a constant, like, I got to make sure that I'm eating a lot and making sure that I'm bulking up that way I can maintain it?
I've been able to hold it a little bit, but, you know, it's still a battle. So, you know, just keep trying to put those extra pounds on every day, you know, eat as much as you can throughout the day. You know, Carrie does a great job with our meal plan, so, you know, I trust her and I trust her plans for me and the rest of the team, so I just stick to it.
I know the team had the food truck come in with the funnel cakes and everything. Do you enjoy doing that just occasionally, or do you have that to keep weight on all the time? Or
I just look at that as like a team bonding thing for us, you know, just not always being cooped up inside the building, you know, getting out, you know, being able to just talk and catch some fresh air, you know, talk to some teammates that, you know, are a little bit antisocial, you know, just get them to open up a little bit and, you know, talk to them, you know, figure out more about them. And I think that helps with our team bonding. So.
Talking about maintaining the weight, do you have a go-to food, one that you're like, all right?
Nachos. I love nachos.
With Florida being towards the bottom of the conference in rushing defense, how much will you guys look to go to the ground and pound their defense?
Well, that's every game, you know. Like that's what Georgia prides themselves on, running the ball. You know, it's not just it's no matter who we play. Like we're always going to try and run the ball and be as physical as possible.
What's the biggest impact Coach Searles has had for the line this year?
You know, he just brings a lot of juice. Like he brings a lot of juice to the table. So like you have no choice but to be fired up when it's time to go.
How's he made you better, you personally?
Me personally, I would just say, you know, pushing me, you know, to be the best I can be. Just all around, just pushing me, staying on me, you know, working, you know, watching extra film and just doing extra like cardio, you know, so because, you know, we always talk about how we're going to play 4 quarters of the game. So, you know, we just try to, you know, for people who needs it, you know, we try and, you know, what day was it? Like Monday we ran extra. Like every day we try and do a little bit extra running, you know, just so when the game time comes, you know, we're able to play all 4 quarters.
For you personally, how much do you need somebody kind of pushing or driving you like that to making sure again that you're doing the right things?
I wouldn't necessarily say I need it, but you know, it's always good to have in your back pocket from time to time. Because, you know, everybody has those days where you really don't feel like doing nothing, and that extra push helps.
Time for 2 more questions.
You just talked about running backs. Is it hard blocking for a quarterback like Stetson when he's so mobile? It's not hard, like when he's back there, you don't know where he is?
Man, he's just so little. Nah, but for real, it really isn't a problem, you know, because we always have a game plan, you know, that involves everybody. So as long as you stick to the game plan, everything will be okay.
We got one more basketball question for them. Being that you're LeBron, if I tell you that Michael Jordan's better than LeBron James, what would you say?
We got to see a one-on-one.
See a one-on-one.
We got to see a one-on-one.
Man.
Nah, but
Mike,
both players are
up there now, man.
I think both players in their prime. I think that'll be a good matchup.
Yeah.
So.
Who would you pick? We'll put you on the spot, man. Come on.
I think I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. Nah, for real though, I still might stick with LeBron.
Okay.
Just because he's a bigger body.
Okay.
And, you know, more physical. So.
There you go. All right.
Thank you.